Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Yo. Good morning, people. What up, da? Huh? Welcome back to the Keep It a C-Note podcast. I'm your boy Brown. This is the Week 5 NFL recap. How y'all feeling about Week 5, people? Did you learn anything new about your team? Let us know. Week 5 started early. It started in London. The Jets, the Falcons. Falcons was the home team. They got the win 27-20. Shout out Matt Ryan. 342, 2 touchdowns. We had a Kyle Pitts sighting. Kyle Pitts, 9 for 119 and a touchdown. I will say this, though. Matty Ice, who I call Eli Manning, the new Eli Manning, he actually passed Eli Manning on the career passing record list. But shout out my man Court, because last week, social media was down, and for some strange reason, YouTube was taking forever to load our Week 4 recap. So you never got the recap, but I've been watching Atlanta for 2 weeks. And Court kept telling me, it's not Matty Ice, he's not Eli. It's the receivers. They drop a lot of passes. Kyle Pitts had 119. He could have had more. He dropped a lot of passes today. Last week when I watched, Calvin Ridley had at least 6-7 drops. I don't know what the NFL gave him credit for, but I know he had 6-7 drops last week. Now, some of them drops behind a little too high, but you in the NFL, you should make them catches. So I will say it's definitely not all on Matty Ice, but he still throws at your feet, throws too high, you know what I mean? So yeah. Zach Wilson, he started off slow again, 192 and an interception. Atlanta moved to 2-3. The Jets, they 1-4 now, and they looking bad. Next, we had a crazy game. We had Green Bay go to Cincinnati and win 25-22 in overtime. In overtime, they missed. They won the game. Aaron Rodgers, 344, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Aaron Jones, $103. How about Devontae Adams, 11, 206 and a touchdown. Yikes. But this game was very interesting. Mason Crosby, he won the game in overtime with a 49-yard field goal, but he missed 3 field goals in the game, 2 of them in overtime. Since he also missed 2 field goals in overtime. Altogether, I believe they said they missed 6 field goals in the game. Joe Burrow, 281, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. How about Jamar Chase, 6, 159 and a touchdown? How y'all feeling about Jamar Chase after 5 weeks? Is he the real deal? The numbers say he's the real deal. I don't know. What y'all feel about Jamar Chase? Should we watch out for Burrow and Chase? Is this the future duo? Let us know. Cincinnati, they went to 3-2. Green Bay 4-1. Keep it rolling. That was a very interesting game. Next game we had Detroit. They went to Minnesota. Tried to get their first win of the season, and they came up this short. Pause. Kirk Cousins and Minnesota win the game 19-17. Cousins 275, a touchdown and interception. Alexander Madison, he was starting today. Your boy Dalvin out again. Madison, 113 yards on the ground, and he had 7 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 7 for 124. Minnesota won the game on a 54-yard field goal by Greg Joseph. Madison actually fumbled the ball, and Detroit actually went up. Goff finished with 203, an interception. DeAndre Swift, 51 yards on the ground, a touchdown, and he had 6 catches for 53 yards. But like I said, Madison fumbled the ball. Detroit went up. Minnesota had 30 seconds left. They drove down, kicked a 54-yarder. Golf in Detroit, I think they made history today. They're the first team to lose multiple games in the season at the end on a 50-plus yard field goal. Golf, he's been playing good at the end of the games. It's just the beginning of the games. He turns the ball over too much. They 0-5 now. Minnesota's 2-3. What y'all think, people? Denver, they went to Pittsburgh, looking to bounce back from their first loss last week, and it was not successful. They lost 27-19. Big Ben, 253 and 2 touchdowns. We had a Najee Harris sighting. He had a $122 on the ground. We had another sighting, a Chase Claypool, 130 and a touchdown. Okay, Pittsburgh, they went to 2-3. Denver with the loss, they 3-2. Bridgewater, 288, 2 touchdowns, an interception. Cortland Sutton, he was spotted, 7 for 120. Again, Denver's 3-2. It was supposed to be my surprise team. They looked bad the last 2 weeks. Last week they didn't have Bridgewater, so give them a pass on that one. This one, it was one of them sluggish games. So, Next up, Miami. They was in Tampa, Battle of Florida. And I don't even think they really left Miami. They got smoked 45-17. How about Brady? He threw for 411 and 5 touchdowns. What is Tampa Bay putting in the water that he's throwing for 5 touchdowns and 411 like he's 22 years old? What do they have in their water out Tampa Bay? Leonard Fournette, 67 and a touchdown. Antonio Brown, 124 and 2 touchdowns? Really? What's in their water? What is in their water? Mike Evans, I think this was his best game he played with Brady. He had 113, 2 touchdowns. Tampa Bay, they 4-1. They looking sharp. Brissett, 1-4. Miami. Brissett, 275, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Myles Gaskin only had 25 on the ground, but he had 10 catches for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. Who had him on fantasy? He was stealing. Miami is now 1-4, people. But what do y'all think about Brady? What is going on? What is in the water out Tampa Bay? It got to be something. Him and Antonio Brown, they looking like they back in 09. I'm discombobulated, people. Next up, we had New Orleans, the Saints. They went to Washington. They got busy. 33-22. Jameis Winston, he was looking like bull, 279. 4 touchdowns and interception. Kamara, 71 on the ground and a touchdown. 5 for 51 and a touchdown. How about Marquez Callaway? 4 for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. One of them touchdowns was a Hail Mary to end the first half. Really, Washington? Really? A Hail Mary? Really? You guys were ranked so high coming into the season. What happened to that defense? A Hail Mary? Really? Chase Young and them, y'all look shabby. This is ridiculous. Shabby. I'm talking, really, a Hail Mary? Like people just doing y'all like that? That is crazy. Fish, what's going on? Y'all stink. Talk to me, Fish. Talk to me, baby. Keep it a C-note. Heineke, 248, 2 interceptions. Antonio Gibson, 60 for 2 touchdowns, garbage points. But gosh, what happened to this Washington defense? This is the same defense, right? Is this a first place schedule? I believe so. And that might be the reason. New Orleans, they won the game, but they might have lost the battle. Taysom Hill, they little gadget quarterback, he went out on a cart. So I don't know. New Orleans is 3-2. Washington is 2-3. Next up, Philly. Philly. What up, though, Philly? They went to Carolina and took care of business. 21-18. Comeback victory. Hurts, he threw for 198 and a pick. But he ran it 9 times for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns. 9 for 30 and 2 touchdowns. But Miles Sanders, 11 for 45? What's going on? Miles Sanders only 11 totes? I'm confused. Devontae Smith, he had 7 for 77. I believe he had a touchdown that was called back. Legal pick or something, if I'm not mistaken. The Eagles are 2-3 now, people. How y'all feeling about them? Carolina, they dropped to 3-2, and Sam Darnold, he looked like the Sam Darnold that I know. That's the Sam Darnold I'm used to. 177, touchdown, 3 interceptions. Hubbard had a buckle, 1 on the ground, but they did nothing. And I will say this, I know that their offense should have taken a hit. They haven't had Christian McCaffrey the last 2 weeks. But the defense just got bad. What happened to the defense? They were actually up 15-3. They lose this game 21-18. So I don't know. I know Christian McCaffrey is hurt. But I don't know about Carolina no more. They had 2 weeks ago, before they played Dallas, they had the number 1 defense in the league. I don't know about their defense. Also, I've learned the Eagles are 2-3. But I don't know what's going on. You can't win. This isn't college football, people. You can't win letting Jalen Hurts just run around scrambling. And he's too small. He's going to get hurt. Miles Sanders has to touch the ball now. Shout out to my cousin Reek, because he said this last week, I believe. He said it looks like we have Chip Kelly all over again. And I must agree. I mean, we knew the Eagles was not going to be that good this year, but they actually should have won a game this year. So maybe they should be 3-2. But they should have lost this game today, so maybe they should be 2-3. I don't know, but what I do know is we expected them to be bad. But don't just go out there and get hurt. Like, you actually got a better football team than we thought you had. Start using Miles Sanders. This is not college. Put him on the clock. Put Sirianni on the clock. How many years did Chip Kelly get? How many years did Chip Kelly get in San Fran? 1? Y'all better put Sirianni on that type time. He can't run the ball. You know? Next up, we had Tennessee. They went to Jacksonville. They took care of business, 37-19. Tannehill, 197 and a touchdown. Derrick Henry, 130, 3 touchdowns. My co-host once disrespected Derrick Henry and said he was another version of Christian Okoye. No disrespect to Christian Okoye, but it's levels to this. Tannehill is not that good of a quarterback. Drew, Ice Pick, I love you, you're my guy, but Tannehill is not that good of a quarterback. Anything that happens with Tennessee, wherever they go, is going to be on Derrick Henry back. If that guy gets hurt, it's over. Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league. Tennessee is 3-2. Jacksonville 0-5. Trevor Lawrence 273. A touchdown, and he threw an interception. We had a James Robinson sight and 149 on the ground and a touchdown. But they still ain't get a win yet. 0-5. Next up, this was a funny game. New England at Houston. New England came away with the win at the end, 25-22, on a Nick Folk game-winning field goal. Now, Mac Jones, he orchestrated a game-winning drive. He didn't look good in the first half. Finished 231, a touchdown, an interception. Damian Harris, 58 yards, and a touchdown. He got hurt, came back, got hurt again. And when he got hurt the second time, no, he didn't come back. Rib injury. So, Hunter Henry, 6 for 75 and a touchdown. He was in beast mode. Davis Mills. Shout out to Davis Mills from the Houston Texans with the bounce back game. He played horrible last week. 312 this week, 3 touchdowns. Chris Moore. Who? Chris Moore. Who? Man, Chris Moore. He had 5 catches, 109 and a touchdown. The Texans, they went to 1-4. New England is 2-3. I gotta keep it a C note. I actually watched this game. Houston was up most of the game. Brady might be better than I thought he was because I'm watching Bill Belichick, and I know you don't got the greatest talent on that team, but his play calling is horrible, people. Horrible. The man's play calling is horrible. Predictable, horrible. Like, good golly, Miss Molly. That guy might be overrated. He might be the Greg Popovich of the NFL. Don't knock me. I'm just keeping it a C-note, people. Next up, probably the shocker today, Chicago. They went to Vegas, took care of business 20-9. Justin Fields, 111, and he threw for a touchdown. Damian Williams, he ran for 64 yards. He had a touchdown. Allen Robinson, 4 for 32 yards. If you got Allen Robinson in fantasy football, how do you feel about Allen Robinson? Here's my whole thing. Allen Robinson, every year when we're talking fantasy football, he's ranked so high. Not just since he's been in Chicago, but in Jacksonville. And I never understand why, because he never does anything. He never produces. You're a number 1 receiver, 4 for 32. Really? Really? And I'm looking, they're throwing this guy 6-yard routes. He's supposed to be a number 1. I just don't get it. Can somebody please tell me what's the whole thing with Allen Robinson? I really need to know. Derek Carr, 206, interception. Jacobs, 48 on the ground and a touchdown. Darren Waller had 4 for 45. And you've been nominated for the Butterfinger of the Week award, Mr. Darren Waller. A lot of drops. You had a lot of drops. I watched that game. Butterfingers, you've been nominated. Vegas, they moved to 3-2. Chicago is also 3-2. Wow. Probably the best game of the day. Arguably. To me, it was the best game of the day. Cleveland. They went to SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers. The Chargers held it down, 47-42. Good golly, Miss Molly. Justin Herbert, 398 and 4 touchdowns. How about Austin Eckler? 66 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. 5 for 53 through the air and a touchdown. Okay, Schofish, I see you. Saying Austin Eckler was top 5 coming into the season. Everybody was grinding you up about that. I can't lie. I was even grinding you up. I didn't even think he's top 10. But he putting the numbers up. And Chargers, they 4-1. How y'all feeling about Austin Eckler 5 weeks in? Is he a top 5 running back? Mike Williams sighting. He showed off. 165 and 2 touchdowns. Good golly, Miss Molly. They could not check that man. Cleveland was actually up most of the game. The Chargers came back at the end and won. Well, it was going back and forth, and Cleveland was up at the end. And then, Mayfield, 305, 2 touchdowns. Shout out Nick Chubb, who I said was the second best running back coming into the league. He had 161 and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt had 61 and 2 touchdowns. And we had Njoku sighting. The tight end, 7 for 149 and a touchdown. Good golly, Miss Molly. And this game was just air it out, run it up and down. But Odell, you've been nominated. Butterfinger of the Week award. I know you just coming back, but you don't like to take hits. You never like to take hits. You brace up. You do that little Ricky Waters alligator arm thing when them folks is about to crack on you, man. I've seen it. I've seen it. You've been nominated. I gotta keep it a C note with you. You've been nominated. But on to the next game. We had the Giants. They went to Dallas and they got smoked 44-20. Dak Prescott threw for 302. 3 touchdowns and a pick. How about Zeke? 110? Touchdown? Really? 2 catches for 2 yards and a touchdown? Really? A yard a catch? CeeDee Lamb had 484 and a touchdown, and Amari Cooper had 3 for 60. Dallas moves to 4-1, people. The Giants, not only did they lose the game, but they lost everybody. Daniel Jones went out with a concussion. Before he went out, he only had 98 yards. Saquon Barkley. Saquon. Injury. Ankle injury. 5 weeks in. And again, like I said, people get mad at me, but I got to keep it a C note. I had people from Penn State. I had a couple of my Penn State folks hit me up and they got at me because, I've been talking a little, as they say, reckless. But as I say, I keep it a C note about Saquon Barkley. And look, he's hurt again. I said, let's see if he makes it through the whole season. Nah, Brown, you just go too hard on that. Let's just see. He's fragile. Kadarius Toney, he had 10 for 189. Then he got kicked out late in the game for a scuffle. Devontae Booker, 42 for a touchdown. 3 catches for 16 yards and a touchdown. The Giants is 1-4. Kenny Galladay, he didn't have no catches. He also went out with injury. I've got to say this. To me, I want to shout out Vito because he said common sense is not that common. And I'm thinking to myself, being a GM can't be that hard. If I'm a GM, right? Saquon Barkley is my running back. Not just Saquon, Carson Wentz. We can use them too. I'm going to invest in a great backup because I know these guys not going to make it through the season. You had dudes like Chase Edmonds out there this year. You had James Conner. And your backup is Devontae Booker? Like, really? Really? Like, no disrespect. I'm saying this respectfully, Devontae Booker. Like, James Conner could have been a backup for Saquon. Chase Edmonds could have been a backup for Saquon. Like, really? Devontae Booker? And then you give all the money to Kenny Galladay? He's not doing anything and he's hurt again? Like, common sense can't be that common. This is true. Someone hire me as a GM. You would be brilliant. Next up, we had San Fran. They went to Arizona and tried to end the win streak, but they didn't succeed. Arizona moved to 5-0, still undefeated. Kyler Murray, 239 and a touchdown. That same James Conner, 29 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 for 87 and a touchdown. Them boys look for real, man. They show that they can win in blowout fashion. They show they can win in a close game. They look for real. San Fran, Trey Lance, 192 and an interception. And he ran the ball 16 times for 89 yards. Shanahan, you know better than that. This isn't college. This gotta be a rookie thing where Hurts isn't a rookie, so I can't say that. Like, this is not college football, people. You got this kid out there running 16 times. Like, you got to be kidding me. Vito, what? Like, what's going on? I got a lot of San Fran people that's like really my homies. So I don't mean to be grinding y'all up, but it's just ridiculous. Deebo Samuels, he had 3 for 58. He had 1 rush for 13 yards and a touchdown. Shout out to my man She. Before the season started, we asked who was top 5 receiver coming in the league. She stuck his neck out there for me to run it over. He said Deebo Samuels. He wanted me to run his neck over. I'ma keep it a C note. Sheed, I'm not going to run your neck over. Debo not top 5, but he might be top 7 right now. That is arguable. So you stuck your neck out there. I salute you for that. I didn't run your neck over, Sheed. He might be top 7. I'm keeping it a C note with you. Sunday Night Football. This game kept us up a little late. Had all type a delay at halftime, like it got a little goofy. Buffalo, they went to Kansas City and took care of business, 38-20. Is Buffalo that good? Is their defense for real like that? Josh Allen, 315, 3 touchdowns. He ran for 59 yards and a touchdown. Josh Allen had the Lamar Jackson thing going on from the gun bus. He wanted to win this game against Mahomes just like Lamar did. Wanted to win it a couple Monday nights. Was it Monday night? Whenever that game was when they played them. I believe Monday night. So he went all in. Dawson Knox, tight end, 3 for 117 and a touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, 354 and 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs only had 2 for 69, but as you can see, 38 points. They didn't need it. Patty Mahomes, 272, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Kelsey, 6 for 77 and 6 for 57 and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill had 7 for 63. Byron Pringle. Who? I said Byron Pringle. Who? Man, Byron Pringle. That man had 2 catches, 11 yards, and a touchdown. And Josh Gordon, he had his first catch with Kansas City for 11 yards. They lost Clyde Edwards-Helaire too towards the end of the game. So, Kansas City is now 2-3. Wow. And I knew their defense was bad. I didn't know it was this bad. How y'all feeling about Kansas City being 2-3 right now, people? Let us know. How you feeling about Buffalo being 4-1? Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Who's the best 4-1 team right now? Is it Buffalo? Is it the Chargers? Dallas? Green Bay? Tampa Bay? Or the Rams? Who's the best 4-1 team in the league right now? Let us know. You know who I'm going with. Also, it's a bunch of 3-2 teams. Who's the best 3-2 team? Is it Chase and Burrow, Cincinnati? Is it Nick Chubb and them in Cleveland? Derrick Henry and them out Tennessee? Darren Waller and them out Vegas? Is it Denver, who's supposed to be my surprise team? They're on a 2-game skid. Is it Chicago? Is it New Orleans? Or is it Carolina? Who is the best 3-2 team out of those teams? Let us know. Before we wrap it up, I just mentioned his name, Darren Waller, the Vegas Raiders. Shout out to you. Butterfinger of the Week award. With all the drops, not only have you been nominated player, but you won. So shout out to you. When we about to wrap this recap up, week 5. What did you see in week 5? What's your team record right now going into week 6? What is your team's record? Is it what you expected it to be? Are you overachieving, underachieving? Drop a comment, let us know. Vito. I'd say San Fran basement, baby. 2-3 right now. They in the basement in the West. They probably won't finish in the basement because we sent Russell Wilson out. So, you owe me a thank you card. Y'all won't be that much better, though. Y'all probably won't make the basement by default. Schofish, John, myself, we 5 weeks in, baby. We all picked the Giants to win the NFC East. And they're in the basement. We got to come to the people, keep it a casino, look them people in the eyes and say, we messed up on that one. Anyway, I appreciate y'all again for tuning in. Keep hitting us up on social media, showing us love. Keep giving us topics. Give us your question of the day. You know, anything you want to talk about. Continue to share our links. Put everybody on, man. Please, just tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody to keep it a casino. We'll holla at you. I'm your boy Brown. I'm out of here, man.
Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.